Welcome to Mastery Path Connections. I'm Debra Sofia Magdalene and I'm here today in Cusco in Peru with Lesley Myburgh. Lesley, welcome to the interview and thank you for this time with you.
It's a pleasure.
You've been in Cusco a long time, many years.
Yeah, I think it's close to 16 years now that I've been living here.
Wow.
But I first started traveling to Peru in '91. So I have quite a long relationship with Peru.
Yeah, and you studied shamanism here.
Yeah, with Dr. Ruben Orellana.
Uh-huh.
He's an anthropologist and archaeologist, and he's a professor at the university, and he also was in charge of Machu Picchu in old days.
Oh, really?
With the National Institute of Culture, yeah, and he discovered most of the sites there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an honour, eh?
Yes.
Is it through that experience that you're introduced to San Pedro?
I first heard of, first when I came to Peru in '91, I heard of ayahuasca.
Yeah.
But the group that I was with didn't know much about it, and they kind of said, no, you can't take part in this on our tour. So I came back the following year, and I was obviously wanting to experience ayahuasca, but I was told by my guide then that I should have San Pedro before I have ayahuasca. He said I was not ready for the ayahuasca experience, and it was kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do to get ready for it? And he said, drink San Pedro first, and then when you're ready, I'll let you know. And that was very valuable for me because I had San Pedro several times, and San Pedro really helped to ground me because I was not at all grounded in those days. And I had severe depression as well, and it cleared my depression fantastically because I'd had depression since the age of 12.
Wow.
Yeah, so it changed so much in my life, and then one day my guide said, okay, we're off to the jungle to drink ayahuasca, and I said, wow, what did I do to be ready? And he said, you'll understand when you drink the ayahuasca. And when I drank it, I understood exactly what he was teaching me. You need to be grounded actually to have ayahuasca because, for example, San Pedro is teaching us about living in this world. It's teaching us to be in our bodies, how to learn to live in balance and harmony in this world, how to deal with everyday life. So it's really very grounding medicine. Whereas ayahuasca, if you're not grounded, it can be really tough because although it's also teaching you many, many things, it's mainly about other worlds and other realities. And so my teacher said, you need to be balanced in this world before you can worry about going on to other realities, which I found very helpful, and I'm really grateful for that.
Now you've been helping other people by facilitating San Pedro ceremonies. How long have you been doing that now?
Well, in '97 when I moved here to Peru, my teacher Ruben Orellana, whom I'd been drinking with several, all the years before when I was bringing groups here, he asked me if I'd be his assistant in exchange for him teaching me how to work with the plant. So that was an amazing gift. It just fell into my lap. And I did a 2.5-year apprenticeship with him, which meant I had to drink San Pedro twice a week for 2.5 years, which was beautiful, but it was also really hard as well. But I'm very, very grateful for that because he kind of made me go through so many different experiences, and without having understood what other people feel and also healing myself, of course, that was the main thing. It was incredible, and then after that he said, okay, now you're ready to go and do ceremonies on your own. So I think it was probably in about 2001 or so, 2000, that I started doing the ceremonies on my own.
Right. And you offer that from your beautiful place at the Casa de la Gringa in some...
Well, people, my hostel, Casa de la Gringa, as you know, is really great because we get beautiful people here, like-minded people that are all on the same path. They're all looking for healing. Yeah, sure, a lot of, most of the people that come here are interested in the San Pedro experience. But also I have people from everywhere coming to look for this healing. I travel all over the world and I do ceremonies everywhere, so I have a lot of people coming from those experiences coming to do intense healing in Peru.
Up in your mountain house?
Yeah, I have a great little mountain
it's
house.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm very lucky because it's right outside the Temple of the Moon.
Yeah.
So, and it's, the garden is beautiful. I've made a great garden, and as you know, I have my beautiful healing dogs there.
Yeah.
And it's good to have the experience in a very safe environment, and that's what the mountain house offers. You know, you're in a beautiful environment, and it's safe, and we're protected. And yeah, so.
What can people expect when they drink San Pedro for the first time?
Okay. First of all, it's good to understand that it's not a hallucinogenic or psychedelic plant. This is a journey that's all about yourself. It's about reconnecting to your higher self, or God within you. You can walk as normal, you can talk as normal, you look normal. Maybe not, but mainly, okay. Mainly, it's a very grounding experience. Even, of course, though you feel altered. In the beginning, when you drink it, you feel a little tired, and that's why we have the beautiful garden, mattresses, just relax, you know, and wait for the medicine to work. It's not about seeing visions outside of yourself, whereas, of course, ayahuasca is, but San Pedro is more about reconnecting to yourself and reconnecting to this amazing world that we live in. Sometimes you might feel nauseous, but that's not very common, but it can happen. But usually if you purge, you feel great because you actually recognize what you're purging. It's not San Pedro, it's stuck emotion. And it's like, great to feel that's done.
Yeah.
We use it firstly for emotional healing, because the plant teaches us how to heal ourselves. So it's possible that it might take a person back to a past experience that they thought of as a negative experience. But the plant teaches us that there really is no such thing as a negative experience if we learn from it. So if it takes you to that place, it's because you need to heal that issue. So it's like, yes, go there. Look for the gift inside of that experience. Because once you find out what the gift is, what you've learned from that experience, you release the old energy, the old story, and you come back with a gift that you can use daily for yourself and for the world. So that's basically how you heal on an emotional level.
Right.
We also use it for physical healing, because the plant shows us why we have physical disease. Usually it's because of us not having let go of past experiences, so we're still hanging on to that negative energy within our bodies, or it's because of our subconscious thought patterns. And so San Pedro shows us very clearly what our subconscious thought patterns are, and you know, we're not even really aware of our conscious thought patterns. So when we see the subconscious, like, ugh, not nice, I better change that.
Yeah.
And so San Pedro is continuously, you know, you drink it once and it stays with you, and it's continuously knocking on your heart's door saying, hey, look at you, look how you're feeling now, look how you're thinking now, what are you putting out to the world? So it teaches us how to change our subconscious thought pattern very quickly, very easily.
How many sessions would people need in order to
my teacher and myself, we believe that 3 sessions is really good. Although, of course, a lot of people can't do that. They're only here in Cusco for a day or so. When I go to other countries, they only have 1 day or maybe 2 days. But really, 3 sessions is amazing, because it goes through different levels as well. And especially if people have, real traumatic issues to work through, definitely 3.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a process as well.
Yeah.
And also, you need time for integration as well to understand what the message is of the medicine.
So you'd allow time between sessions in order to
I
do
prefer that, yeah, because going from one session, you know, constantly one day to the next, you don't really have time to integrate what you're learning. So I prefer at least a day in between.
Yes.
Where you're going to do some of your homework as well. Yeah.
Right. Is there any advice that you give to anybody who's thinking about doing San Pedro?
First of all, I would say contemplate on what it is that you are wanting to heal or learn. Intention is very important, I believe anyway, because it's like, if you know what you want, the universe can hear you and the universe can give it. Everything's about energy.
Yeah.
Say if we scattered and we're not sure of what it is we want, the universe is going, oh boy, there she goes again. What should we give her today?
Yeah, don't know what to deliver.
Yeah, but you know, I find for myself the way it's worked is that if I want to know something, this is my intention, and that's usually what I will get. Right. You know, clearly.
Yeah.
And
so be very, very specific with what outcome it is that you want.
you know, there are people that say, you know, just whatever the plant wants to teach me, and that's also okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm impatient. I like to know things straight away, so that's my approach, but I'm not saying that's everybody's approach, but that's how I like to work for myself.
Okay.
And also remember that San Pedro is heart medicine. You know, even the flower of San Pedro we use for people that actually have physical heart conditions. We make tea out of it, and it's incredible medicine.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we're drinking the cactus, which opens our heart. It teaches us how to open our hearts. And then when we close our hearts, it's letting us know. But the main thing about it is that it's showing us, you know, how we become imbalanced with using just our brains instead of our hearts all the time. Of course, our brains are very important, but we've been, you know, from the time we start anything, little babies, we're taught to think all the time, and we, you know, the feelings are blocked. And this is showing us, you know, come back to the heart, because the truth of everything is in the heart, it's not in the head.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any dangers associated with taking San Pedro?
For example, if anybody has been on medicine for schizophrenia, please don't take the medicine. Don't take San Pedro, because the medicine for schizophrenia stays in your body for 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know
So
that.
it can be very dangerous. If somebody has schizophrenia and has never taken medication, San Pedro's the cure.
Yeah, yeah.
But the problem is that most people have been on medication, and as I say, 9 years it stays in your body. It can be dangerous. The other thing that can be very dangerous is if somebody has a bleeding colon, do not even think about drinking it, because it can actually rupture your colon, because you know, it's got a lot of starch in it, San Pedro. And also, you know, if somebody is purging, it can put a lot of pressure on that, and it's been like fatal results.
Right.
Thank God it's never happened to me, but I have heard of it. So that's why please do not even think about it.
Yeah.
Also, you know, of course, we use it for people that have heart problems, heart conditions, for diabetes. And it heals all those things. But the thing is that please don't try and do it without somebody that has some experience in that, because patients with those issues need to be monitored and watched during the ceremony, and there's different ways of giving it to the people, and there's different ways of you know, helping people during those processes. So those are the things that you need to watch. But its success rate with healing diabetes, for example, is phenomenal. But it should be done with somebody that can monitor the person.
Is it important to research, you know, the facilitator, you know, to have confidence in the facilitator?
Of course. It's like, if you're going to a doctor, do you just go to any doctor? Just, you know, I mean, I know when I have to go to a doctor, I will check, okay, what is his speciality, so that I know that I'm going for the right thing.
Yeah.
Of course it's important. it's the same as with ayahuasca. You need to really check who the ayahuasquera is and how much experience he's had and what his reputation is, because there's dangers in these things, because a lot of people just are giving medicines and then mixing other things with the medicines. For example, there's a lot of ayahuasqueros, for example, that are mixing Toei with San Pedro and with ayahuasca. That is very, very dangerous.
I haven't heard of Toei.
Yeah, Toei is a plant that is used in the jungle, and Toei in itself is very good for indigenous people, but for white people, very dangerous. It can make you blind, it can make you go crazy, but remembering, of course, that the indigenous ayahuasqueros are not really aware of that, because they've been working with the indigenous people for so many years, so it's very dangerous. So you should do thorough investigation on everybody that you want to do it with.
Lesley, thank you so much. It's been delightful talking to you.
Thank
I really
you.
enjoyed the San Pedro ceremony up at Lesley's gorgeous house. It really is beautiful, and I really didn't want to leave, especially the Temple of the Moon.
The moon, it's beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, beautiful place. So if you're thinking of coming to Peru, do check out Lesley Myburgh at Casa de la Gringa, which is in Tandapata. Is it?
It's in San Blas. The area is called San Blas, and it's just behind the San Blas church, and it's called Casa de la Gringa.
Yeah, and we'll put a link underneath the interview so that people know how to contact you. So Lesley, thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.